educational in nature and is not financial advice. Trading involves risks and do your own research before making decisions. When you first start getting interested in trading, it seems too complicated. Lots of terms, different opinions, and a complete feeling that none of it is for you. I know what it feels like because I was once in the same place. My name is Evelyn, and for 10 years now I've been studying trading, observing how markets behave during different periods, and building a system that gives insight rather than chaos. All that time, I've been drawing conclusions, correcting mistakes, and creating an approach that today helps me and others stay calm and confident in the process. That's why I started the community. Not for experts, but for those who want to figure it out from the beginning at their own pace and with support. Before we go any further, I want to invite you inside. In the community, you'll find step-by-step explanations for those starting from scratch, my approach to analysis and decision logic, live communication and answers to your questions, support without pressure or rush. If it's important for you, not just to be inspired, but to really start figuring things out, follow the link in the first pinned post. It's free to join with no hidden conditions. It's a space where you can finally feel like you're not alone and everything is falling into place. Now let's get started. Let's move on to the session. I have already opened the platform. You can see it on the screen. Now I will set up all the settings I need and select pairs and indicators. Indicators are important because with their help, you can analyze the current behavior of the chart and evaluate possible scenarios of its change. So, all the presentations are done, the settings are set, it's time to begin. On the chart, we see an indefinite back and forth movement. This is what happens when the market moves within one corridor without a clear direction. Now the chart has approached the lower boundary. There was an accumulation from those that went down. This could indicate that its line will go up again from the lower level. I'm making the decision to go up as well. This is a very typical situation when the chart fluctuates and moves kind of sideways. That's a good example. And I am on to the next pair. Here we see a sharp reversal and subsequent upward movement. Indicators confirm the indicator is now pushing up to the local level. In such situations, according to my experience, there is a probability of breaking the level, which means, in my opinion, it's time for me to make a decision and go up as well. I expect the movement to continue. And indeed, the breakthrough occurred. Such moments are especially important when you can see the trend and confirmation from the indicator. If right now you are catching yourself wondering, but it's still not completely clear, that's okay. You don't have to understand everything the first time. There are always more questions than answers in the beginning, and it's at this point that it's especially important to have someone around to help you stay focused on what's important. I remember how difficult it was to extract the essence from hundreds of contradictory advice and loud promises. That's why in my community I've gathered everything that I myself missed so much. Clear order, calm presentation, and the opportunity to ask questions without fear of seeming off topic. You'll find step-by-step explanations, real-life examples, and the support you need to get started. You don't have to know everything at once. It's just important not to get bogged down. If you need a space where you can learn at your own pace without pressure or overwhelm, the link is in the first pinned post. You can join right now and continue on your journey with a clear head rather than feeling like you're alone in this whole thing. Now let's go back. And here, after the decline, the market approached an important level, broke it, and came back again. This is called a retest. It can be a sign that the level will be a resistance. I make a decision to go down as I expect a corresponding bounce. In this case, the market behaved according to expectations. We do not stop, we go further. I see a downtrend here, and it happens after a short break. I assume that there will be no reversal, so I intend to decide to follow this trend and go down. As you can see, there was no reversal here. There was a short respite before the trend continuation. Let's move on. On this chart, we see this structure. It means that the trend for the downward movement is supported by a large number of people. The chart line has also crossed the yellow indicator line, which presumably indicates the beginning of the return to previous positions. That is, the resumption of the downward movement. I assume that it is worth going down, waiting for the line to reach at least the accumulation zone. Such patterns can indicate a change of direction. This is a technique I use in my practice. Let's move on. Here we have a struggle worthy of an Oscar-winning thriller. At first, the market went downward, but then sharply turned around. This may indicate that the participants who are waiting for the continuation of the upward movement started to act. Now there is a consolidation above the lower zone, and I'm going up, continuing on the continuation of growth. When there are major players behind the movement, this can be seen. I also take such moments into account and use them. After the growth, the downward movement started again, and the familiar situation was formed on the chart again. This may indicate that the chart line started moving in the opposite direction. Here the line crossed the yellow line of the indicator, and I'm assuming that the move will continue. I'm going down, expecting that the decline will be prolonged. Keep up the pace. Let's move on. What do we see here? After a strong upward movement, an interesting structure has appeared on the chart, which indicates that the upward movement is getting weaker. And if the strength is running out, it may mean that the market is ready to roll down. Further chart movement confirm this. I'm assuming that this is the moment for a move down, as it has already started. I'm entering the downside, expecting the move to continue. Paying attention to the signs means you're ready. Moving on. And now I observe another situation. After the pullback, the chart line has returned under the indicator. And both lines are now directed downward. This may indicate the resumption of the downtrend. I'm going down too. Continuing my movement along the trend. In such cases, in my opinion, there is a probability of a continuation of the downward movement. Meanwhile, we have one last pair. Here I see that the indicator return has reached a lower level from where the market started to bounce. I evaluate the indicators and assume that there might be an upward movement, so I go in up. So we've wrapped up the session and let's move on to the conclusions. If you've watched to the end, and it already makes you one step closer to those who are actually changing their reality, not just observing it from the sidelines. I can't promise an easy path, but I can definitely be there for you when you start walking, so you don't waste time trying chaotically and figuring things out alone. Within the community, you can move through a clear system, ask questions, get support, and feel like you're not alone. It all starts with a simple action. And this might be the moment to take it. The link below this video is in the first pinned post. Thanks for being with me all the way to the end. I'll see you inside in a space where things work differently. Calmer, more real, human.